that brings us to the next part of the tutorial, which is contributing back to EasyBuild. I'll zip to this rather quickly because we're running short on time, but I do want to show one of the nice EasyBuild features, which is the GitHub integration we have. So from a high level, contributing to EasyBuild can be done in a variety of ways. You can give us feedback, you can report bugs, you can join the Slack channel like the most of you did, and join the discussions or ask questions, report problems, and so on. And of course, a major way of contributing back is adding support for additional software, for example. So to do this, you need a GitHub account, and you need to do the classical Git dance, where you clone the repository, start a new branch, add some things in the branch, commit those changes, push them to GitHub, and then open a pull request to get your changes merged upstream. So even though many people are familiar with this already, it's still a bit of a hurdle for some people to get through, especially if you're not very familiar with Git. It can be a bit of a pain to get to work, and certainly if you run into problems or if you have lots of branches flying around, it may not be a very pleasant experience. So what we did in EasyBuild is we added integration with GitHub, which basically boils down to that you can make contributions to GitHub straight from the GitHub command line. This does require a bit of additional configuration and dependencies. So you need the Git Python module installed, for example, and also the keyrings module, maybe even with additional modules on the side. You need to have your GitHub account set up with an SSH public key. And you also need to give EasyBuild a GitHub token, so it can perform actions using your GitHub account automatically, so without you having to click around in GitHub. And you need a fork of the EasyConfigs repository in GitHub as well. So I'm zipping through it here pretty quickly, but this is well documented on what you need to do in terms of setup, both here in the tutorial and also in the EasyBuild documentation. This has all the details here, so I will mostly skip through these because I don't have time to demo them. I actually have things set up in my AWS environment already, so I can show the GitHub integration in action now, because it's already fully configured. So if I bring back my environment, I ran this eb check GitHub command here, and this knows about the GitHub account I will be using in this setup. My GitHub token is in place already, so it's just showing a couple of characters here, not the whole token, of course. Git is available, Git Python is available. The check GitHub option checks that there's a SSH public key available in my GitHub account that can be used to push to my fork of the EasyConfigs repository. So basically, it's checking that all these options are working or should be working correctly in EasyBuild. So the whole configuration, I already set that up here while Alan and Maxime were talking. So what does that give us? The GitHub integration consists of a number of different options. One, for example, is the new PR option. This one, EB new PR, where you can make a pull request for an EasyConfig file straight from the EasyBuild command line. There's a couple of things you can do on the side. You can first create a branch and then a pull request from that branch, or just do new PR and it will do the whole workflow for you. And in addition, it has a separate EB update PR to update an existing pull request, so to basically push additional changes into that pull request as a reply to feedback you got from one of the EasyBuild maintainers, for example. And then next to creating pull requests and updating pull requests, you can also use EasyConfig files from a pull request. So you can tell EasyBuild, please take all the EasyConfig files from the pull request, pull them down locally, and try installing these and see what happens. And you can do the same thing for EasyBlocks as well. So there's a separate option to pull in EasyBlocks from a pull request as well. So that's all very quick, but I think the best way to show this is through a quick demo, which is what we outline here. So what I will do here is I will not open a pull request to the central EasyConfigs repository, because my idea was to let people do this during the tutorial. And we don't want to overload the central repository with basically 50 identical pull requests. So what I did here is I'm telling new PR to target my particular fork. So Google is my GitHub account, to target my fork of the EasyConfigs repository. When I do this, so I use the new PR command, and here I'm using an EasyConfig file that corresponds to the example from the adding software part of the tutorial. When I run this, let's do that here. So the file is already there. This is a working EasyConfig file. And when I do eb new PR, eb tutorial, EasyBuild will do the GitHub dance in the background for me. So it will clone the repository, create a branch, stage the EasyConfig file in it in the right location with the right name. It will do the git commit. It will push the branch to GitHub. So that's what it's doing right now. For this, it needs the password that I use to protect my GitHub token. And then it goes ahead and opens the pull request for me. This gives me a link. And if I click this, it brings me to the pull request I have just opened for this EasyConfig file. So you can see the EasyConfig file is here. It's in the right location where EasyBuild likes it in the EasyConfigs repository and so on. This is very cool. And this is the new PR option. What I can also do is, what was the pull request number? Already lost it. Let me check here. So I can check the pull requests here. And this pull request is number 67. So I can tell EasyBuild, please pull in the EasyConfig files from pull request 67 in my fork of the EasyConfigs repository, because that's how we configured EasyBuild. Do a rebuild, because I probably, or I may already have this software installed here. And let's do the rebuild in a temporary directory. And not only try installing the software, but upload a test report as well. So let's see what this does. It again needs the password for my token. So this will make EasyBuild pull in the EasyConfig file from this pull request. There it goes. It parks this in a temporary location. It performs the installation, in this case using the module hierarchy, which was still active, but that's okay. It completes the installation, and then here it does a couple of things extra. It says, okay, this build succeeded. There was one EasyConfig file in this pull request. This is the system I was trying it on. This is the host name here, tutorial. CentOS 7.8 on a Skylake processor with Python 3.6. And this is a test report. I've uploaded this to GitHub, and I've added a comment in the pull request. So if we look back at the pull request, we see this comment being created here with the EB tutorial GitHub account. So that's the account I'm using in the AWS environment. This tells me on this system, this EasyConfig file works. And here are the details on the system that was used to test this installation. So these are the EasyConfig files that were used. It took this long. This was the EasyBuild version. This is the full EasyBuild configuration. This is the system that was used, which is apparently 2 cores of Skylake, Xeon Platinum, yada, yada. All this detail is here. So this is very useful for EasyBuild maintainers that can see somebody open the pull request, and either they can test it as a maintainer, or the contributor can upload a test report together with their pull request to show the maintainers that their contribution actually works as expected, at least for them. So that's the demo, quick demo here. So this basically discusses what I just showed, shows the comment that is made and the gist that has all the details. So one more thing I want to look at here is the statistics for contributions. So we've seen lots of contributors over the years to EasyBuild, and this is an overview here. So for the EasyConfigs repository, where we've passed the mark of 250 unique contributors over the years up until now. And for EasyBlocks, we've passed 100 unique contributors. So EasyBlocks take a bit more effort to contribute to, because it's actual Python coding, and maybe less trivial than creating a new easyconfig file. And also to framework, we're now really close to reaching 100 contributors. Actually, the next person who gets a pull request merged for the first time in the framework repository is contributor number 100. So if that's something you're keen on, now is your chance. In terms of unique contributors per year, we see about 80 to 90 contributors to the easyconfigs repository, unique contributors every year. And of course, for framework and EasyBlocks, this is a lot less, but it's fairly stable over the years. And then here we look at the number of pull requests per year for the easyconfigs repository, where we can see that last year we had over 2,000 pull requests for easyconfigs. So some of this is self-inflicted, I guess, because we make it so easy for people to create pull requests using the eb new PR command. We're also getting lots of pull requests. But it's good because it's a structured way of making contributions. So for EasyBuild maintainers, pull requests that are created through eb new PR are a lot easier to digest than random pull requests that we get that were created manually, because everything has a certain structure to it and makes things a lot easier for us. And here's an overview of how many of the pull requests in the easyconfigs repository were created manually versus created with new PR. So you can see, the features were implemented end of 2015. So in 2016, people started picking up on it, and since then it has gradually been increasing. And today we even have 90% of the easyconfig pull requests are opened through the EasyBuild command line rather than manually. So that's certainly a sign of success.